I want to give the startups perspective from a different angle because a lot of the startups in agri-tech include hardware as well as software. This brings a very big hurdle of capital raising along the life cycle of a startup in agri-tech. Now, put on top of that the fact that you're stuck with the year cycle, so unless you run experiments in the north side and the south side of the nice little globe we have, you're stuck with one season. That means you get a result of your experiments once, maybe twice a year. That means the pace of agri-tech is very slow. So I believe that it takes longer to mature, but when they start sales, it can ramp very fast. Then you get to who is financing it, okay? For example, if there's a hardware part of what your product is, you need to find financing in order to scale. You need to build your operations in order to scale. And that is another hurdle, you know, because VCs don't like hardware intensive. They don't like to invest in Barzelim. They like to invest in SaaS, you know, software as a service is very nice, it's a beautiful niche. So it's hard to find financing for companies like that. I do think that the Israeli Innovation Authority has a pilot and scale-up programs. I think they need to be stronger, especially for agri-tech, and I think also for energy. They have a similar problem. Harder to go into the market when you have a strong hardware element in your product, and if the government realizes that and helps with bigger financing, we can take it further. Another thing, any entrepreneur in Israel, if they think only Israel or only solving the problem in the desert, goodbye, no one's going to invest in you. You have to think globally, and I think most startups do. I think several things happened in the last couple of years. One is the Abraham Accord that opened desert to also including money in that. Like we have done Accelerator working with all the areas of the Middle East and Arab countries. This is a very strong, powerful machine that can push Israeli technology into the Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Morocco. Startup Nation Central did a beautiful event in Morocco. We started business there. You know, in one of the days that I was there, I got the Secretary of Foreign Affairs taking me to a desert farms, 2,000 hectares. This is gold for startups. He's telling me, we have water down there. We think we're going to put here a lot of olives. They already have 250 hectares of olives. We're going to put also many almonds, very high value crops. And I'm telling, okay, precision irrigation, how do you know if you irrigate right? He said, I have no idea. I just pull the water from the ground, or 40 meters down, 120 meters down, and I push them into the fields. And I'm saying, maybe you're over-irrigating. So we connected them to Precision Irrigation Company. There's a company that preserves water from evaporating. Another company that can do, I think I connected them also to groundwork that I saw here regarding, you know, putting mycorrhiza into the soil in order to keep it fertile. And, you know, connecting them to the Israeli ecosystem and figuring out how we can help them, you know, and Moroccans are looking at me and saying, you know what, maybe we can grow grapes here because you do it in the Negev. And I called Nicole immediately and told her, I need help, get me the technology, we'll push it there. So I think the connections that the NGOs in Israel are pushing are extremely helpful to help those startups, you know, because if you have 5 contracts in Morocco, UAE, or that makes, this is fundable milestone, we call it, when you go to look for money. You say, I already have contracts with money, it's going to accelerate, I'm solving a big problem, and everyone knows desert is going north. Do I have 2 more minutes? 1 more minute. Desert is here to stay. It's not going to go away. We know that when we look at the central of the US, okay, I'm getting reports all the time about problems with crops, okay? The triangle of, you know, wheat, corn in the center of the US is suffering from increase of 1 to 2 degrees. that's killing yields. That means we're going to have big problem feed in the world. Big problem. We have the UN here. It's important. And I think this is the essence of what we can bring into the world, with energy, with food, with agri-tech. This is our Israeli brain power and DNA of entrepreneurship that can save the world. And I know I'm not acting modest, but I see the brain power.
It's a cliche, but it's true.
Yeah, it is. And we see that power moving forward, and I hope that we'll be able to get all those early stage into later stage, make money, make an impact. That's my goal.